Hi there, it's Grandma Roseanne, and listen, how do you guys feel about Mexican food? Because we are going to make enchiladas with our own sauce, not the stuff that comes out of the can, and they are going to be equal to anything you would get in a very fine Mexican restaurant. But I don't want to scare you, and I think if you know ahead of time, you won't get scared. I'm going to have cameraman show you the ingredients. Okay, cameraman. All right. Now, if you're a fraidy cat, you already left the channel. But if you're not a scaredy cat, this is super easy. It's not a hard thing to do. Yes, there are a lot of ingredients, but if you do what I did and you just pre-measure your ingredients, the work is done for you. All right. So what I have in my pan here are 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. If you want to use all butter, you can. If you want to use all olive oil, you can. I just like using the combination because I really enjoy the flavors. Now we're just going to melt this down on a medium-high heat. Yeah, look. That's because I burned stuff. Look. You don't need to do that. Don't follow me there. Follow me here, though, because this is killer good. All right. And to this, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of onions. And we are just going to toast these until they just start to caramelize. And you know caramelization is just when they start turning that little bit of golden. And the reason you do that is because the bitterness of the onion leaves and the sweetness comes in. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but cameraman, if you can, let them take a look. I don't know if you can see that subtleness there of them becoming very golden, but it's just starting to caramelize. So to this, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm getting ready to add 4 tablespoons of flour. Now, what we're making is, those of you that do a lot of cooking know, we're making a roux. And for those of you that are kind of new to cooking, a roux is nothing more than flour and liquid and creating some sort of a paste that you're going to break down with additional liquid. And I will show you that. All right, now we're going to put in our flour. Ouch. It's going to get really lumpy and yucky looking. Cameraman, can they look at this so that they won't get scared? See, you guys, this is what it looks like. And what you're doing here right now, and this is an important step, you're cooking the flour. You're getting the flour taste out of the flour. So let this cook on a medium heat. Said a couple of minutes, but what I actually meant was 3 or 4. 3 or 4 minutes. You want that flour cooked. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of ground oregano, a dash of cinnamon, if you're not scared. Now I want you to take a look at this because I don't want you to be nervous if yours looks like this, because this is what it's supposed to look like. Some of my chili powder got stuck in here. I'm going to add the rest of it. Three cloves of garlic. You want to cook that in too. And you want to be sure to control your heat here. You don't want this to burn. So don't go away from it. Just kind of stay with it and play with it a little bit. A 1/2 cup I'm using Hunt's tomato sauce. It looks like a mess, doesn't it? At this point, you just have to have faith in Grandma Roseanne. Grandmas will never lead you down the wrong path. I have 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I'm now down to like the lower end of medium. Now, can you see? Come in and let's look at this. Can you see the consistency has changed? We're not into all of that lumpy stuff anymore. I have 2.5 cups of chicken broth that we're going to add, but I'm going to add a little bit of the hot stuff to this first. We're just going to temper that. Just like that. Temper just means bring it up to temperature so that when we pour it in there, it's not a shock and everything gets yucky on us. Now we just want to mix this nicely. And this is where you always look at what you're cooking. I think it was a little bit too thick, so I added just a little bit more broth to it. And if you're wondering what could create that, if there was measurements and I was, following all my own measurements, from when I made it the last time to when I made it this time, maybe my 1/4 of a cup of flour actually had, I don't know, maybe 2 teaspoons more in it. Things like that will make a difference, but it's not a problem, just thin it out. I didn't measure how much more chicken broth I put in there. So what I did is I just looked at texture. That was about the consistency I wanted, just like this. And now we're going to lower this to a low heat, and we're going to let this just blend together. All those beautiful flavors that we used, we're going to blend those together. So for like 10 minutes, we're going to let them become very acquainted with each other. But that doesn't mean we're not going to be working in these 10 minutes. We've got stuff to do. We're going to do our tortillas just a little bit differently. I have always fried them very quickly and then drained them slightly and then rolled them. But we're not going to do that this time. I think that we can get the same effect. No, I know we can get the same effect without having to fry. So what we're going to do is I've got a griddle here that's very hot. I'm just going to spray that griddle. And we are fortunate that we have a Mexican shop very close to us where we can buy fresh tortillas that were just made. So we're going to put them on there, just like that. And all you're doing, we're not cooking them, we just want to soften them. So all I have done is I have just laid them out on the griddle. All we're trying to do is just soften them. We're not trying to cook them, just soften them. So I'm going to flip them, just like that. And if I can hold this up without burning my fingers, I will show you the consistency we're looking for. Do you see how pliable that is? That's what we're looking for. I have a nice deep dish, so I'm comfortable in knowing that I can layer this single layer, and I am ready to start. So we will take our tortilla, dip it into the sauce, put a little bit of sauce on the bottom of your pan, just like that, just so it doesn't stick. Now I'm going to put in some chicken that we have already pre-cooked. You can use rotisserie chicken if you want to. You can cook your own. I bake this in a crock pot, and I actually have a video up on that if you want to watch that. Super good, very flavorful. So onion, cheese, chicken, and roll it. And in she goes. Okay, we coat our tortilla. Add some chicken, some onion, some cheese, and roll it. This is really easy, you guys, at this point. Zeroing in on the last two. Little bit of chicken, little bit of onion, little bit of cheese, and roll that puppy up. Whoa. Okay. How I did that without getting any on my sweatshirt is amazing. All right, give me 1 second. Cameraman, you're gonna be loving this because you love Mexican food so much. So we're gonna take the rest of this sauce, just ladle it over. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. We are going to top this. Ooh, you guys, this is good. I mean, really good. We're gonna top it with cheese. I'm using sharp cheddar. Use whatever you like. Monterey Jack is nice on it. Whatever you like. We just kind of like cheddar on it. You want to come and take a look at this? It looks good now, you guys. But wait till it comes out of the oven. It will look spectacular. It's going to go into a 350 oven for about 18 minutes, and then we can eat, okay?
That looks good, Roseanne. There you go.
Our meal is complete, and it is beautiful. Come and take a look at it. What we garnished with was just some lettuce, some tomatoes, some chopped green onions, some avocado, and olives. And I think that's perfect. So, it's not just about the way it looks. It's how is this thing tasting? Oh. If it tastes half as good as it smells, this is a winner. Okay. This is the hardest part of my job. I love this part. We get to taste it. It's got a lot of chicken on the inside. That's the best enchilada sauce I've ever tasted. Honestly, you guys, it is really superb. You won't go wrong with this sauce, I'm telling you, it's good. So, I hope you make it. If you do, give us a comment, let us know how it went for you. And then subscribe if you enjoyed being with us. Please subscribe, come back, hit the bell. I'll put the ingredients below so you know exactly what we did to create this magnificent dish. So, I will say goodbye for now. Please come join us again, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.